Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. The Champions League quarterfinals are ahead of us, and I usually make a combined 11 for Paris Saint Germain, the team that we're going to face. But we're facing Aston Villa. So I thought to myself to build a combined 11 out of all the quarterfinalists. So FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, Paris Saint Germain, Inter Milan, Arsenal FC, Borussia Dortmund, Aston Villa, and Bayern Munchen. For the goalkeeper selections, we have Gianluigi Donnarumma, Emiliano Martinez, and Thibaut Courtois. I think Donnarumma, ever since joining Paris Saint Germain, he still hasn't reached that consistent. As a keeper, especially in the big moments in the Champions League, you somewhat got to carry your side. Sometimes maybe they're not having the best performance. Sometimes maybe they're not that clinical. Sometimes they're trying to defend something. And Donnarumma has shown improvement. I think his performance versus Liverpool, that's the best PSG performance, like huge game at Anfield, kept a clean sheet, and then had a huge penalty shootout. Emiliano Martinez, obviously very good keeper. I wouldn't say top with Aston Villa for Argentina. He's definitely top, especially in the big moments, in the big tournaments. But despite me thinking Courtois is not, the same Courtois as 1-2 seasons ago, still, making some questionable decisions. I don't think he's the undisputed number one. I think for like 2 seasons pairs, he was the undisputed number one best goalkeeper in the world. Second, like Alisson or something. Obviously, he's not in this comparison, but I'm going to give the goalkeeping position to Thibaut Courtois. For the right back position, we have Dumfries. I think I put him in my underrated 11. I think he's a very underrated player. Obviously, doesn't get that much prop and praise by playing in Serie A. Even playing for the Inter team, it's more of a collective unit. So not like an individual in the Inter Milan team doesn't get that much praise, but he's one of the mentions. Obviously, we have Jules Koundé, who has improved immensely this season compared to last season. Still somewhat playing out of position, but doing a very good job defensively and improving immensely offensively as well. I think he has plus 10 GA this season. Yeah, I think he had a game with like a hat-trick of assists or something. So he's definitely improving on that. Well, we're talking here about Achraf Hakimi. We're talking about the best and most consistent defender for the past 2 years. We're talking about I can defend, I can attack, I can play with the ball, without the ball. I can run, I can walk, I can fly. Achraf Hakimi takes the right back position. For the centre-back spot, we have 6 selections. William Pacho from Paris Saint Germain, Inigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsí from FC Barcelona, Dayot Upamecano from FC Bayern, Gabriel from Arsenal, and Bastoni from Inter Milan. And the first one I could take out is Gabriel. I just put him here because, it was like Asensio, Marquinhos, maybe Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck is a great one as well. I just put Gabriel there. I think he's slightly better consistent than them, but yeah, he's the first one out of these ones. I don't think even I have something positive to say about him. Yeah, good player. Bastoni, obviously, another of that Inter Milan team. But as I said before, it's way more about the collective unit. I think if Bastoni moved maybe potentially to another club, you could see a better version of Bastoni where the team is more revolved around him, even though he's very good for Inter Milan. Pacho's been very great for Paris Saint-Germain, especially in the Champions League, in the big moments, in the big stages. But I'm gonna take him out. And then between Inigo Martinez and Cubarsí, I'm going to take Cubarsí out. I think Inigo Martinez has been better, has been more consistent, has made less mistakes leading to goal. And obviously, that's expected. Pau Cubarsí is only 17 and, has a long way in his career to go. So my centre-back partnership is Inigo Martinez and Dayot Upamecano. For the left-back position, the 3 selections are Alphonso Davies, Alejandro Balde, and Núñez. Obviously, Davies got injured. Unfortunate for him, but he's been a top consistent left back ever since Bayern Munchen won the treble in 1920 under Hansi Flick. Alejandro Balde, he had a great first season under Xavi, then last season wasn't that good, got the injury, and now he's back performing really high. Whenever I've watched Barcelona, most recently, he's always been one of their best and most consistent performers. But once again, we're talking about Nuno Mendes here, the complete package. The only weakness he has in his game is sometimes he can lose focus, which is obviously a huge flaw, especially for being a defender. But everything else he ticks. This guy can score, this guy can play make, this guy can go inside, go outside, he can dribble, he can defend, he can pocket Mohamed Salah for 180 minutes. obviously, Nuno Mendes takes the left back position. Moving into the midfield, once again, we have 6 selections, so having to remove 4. We have João Neves, Vitinha, Pedri, Valverde, Joshua Kimmich, and Jamal Musiala. I think the first one I have to remove is Jamal Musiala because he is playing really good, especially this season on the company. Sometimes maybe some questionable in some big performances when you need your big star players to, to pull up. But yeah, injured obviously at the moment as well. But I think he's the weakest out of all the midfielders here. Next up, it's between João Neves and Valverde. I mean, both of them are going to leave this list. But João Neves, incredible season for Paris Saint Germain, his first season. Young, unexperienced, only having one top professional season with Benfica. Coming to Paris Saint Germain, man of the match versus City. Like, this guy has been a sensational signing for Paris Saint Germain, but he will soon start coming into these midfields. And Valverde, once again, an extremely consistent season from him. A huge team player, wherever the team needs him, right back, right wing, DM, manager, goalkeeper, he can do that job. But I think the 3 midfielders have to be Vitinha, Pedri, and Joshua Kimmich. Moving on to the right wing position, we have Ousmane Dembele, Michael Olise, and Lamine Yamal. I think potentially it's a bit tight between the two, but Olise has to go out. Incredible season for Bayern Munchen in his first season, for a big club in the Champions League as well. Similarly to Musiala, has been very questionable in some big games where Bayern have needed him, but he's always there against the Werder Bremens and so on. But, for example, taking into account that performance he had for France versus Croatia, that man of the match performance, I mean, he's definitely the 3rd best out of all the players we can look at and takes the 3rd position. Lamine Yamal comes in 2nd. It's been a very great season for him. Obviously, from what he did last season and everything. Performing well enough in some big games here and there for FC Barcelona. Still needs to work on a lot of stuff, but very great season from Lamine Yamal this season. But obviously, the right wing position has to be taken by Ousmane Dembele. For the striker position, we have Kylian Mbappe, Robert Lewandowski, and Harry Kane. You have 2 old heads in Kane and Lewandowski, but Mbappe basically playing like an old head too. Just, is the best thing to say about Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, these are 3 of the top scorers in the world this season. I think Mbappe is the first one that has to go out. Has had so many bad patches for Real Madrid this season. So many questionable big game performances, relying on penalties, fugaziness, PR. And it's very tight actually between Lewandowski and Kane, as he was in the Ballon d'Or list. But I will slightly edge it to Harry Kane for this season, especially because he can do a bit more and they're pretty much the same on goals, even though Kane has taken way more penalties. But Kane takes the striker position. And lastly but not least, the left wing position, we have Bradley Barcola, Rafinha, and Vinny Jr. Honestly, the last one I'm going to take out here is Vinicius Jr. I think he's been, for the expectations you have on Vinicius Jr., for everything you say about Vinicius Jr., this season has been a diabolical season for Vinicius Jr. I think the Ballon d'Or snubbing, Kylian Mbappe coming, has been too much mentally for him. Obviously, 2nd season in a row where he has to be some of the leader of this team, and huge question marks about Vinicius Jr. Then we have Bradley Barcola, breakout season for my star boy. He did great last season, especially towards the end of the season, and just been stepping up this season for Paris Saint Germain. Obviously, there's still some way to go, to reach the absolute pinnacle of football. But happy to have Bradley Barcola here. But obviously, the left wing position has to be taken by Rafinha Belolli. And here's the team. Courtois in goal, Upamecano, Inigo as the 2 centre-backs, Hakimi and Nunez the 2 full-backs, Kimmich, Pedri and Vitinha in midfield, Rafinha, Kane, and Ousmane Dembele up top. It's a really beautiful 11, and if this 11 was built together, it's extremely well-balanced. Maybe some people would question the height in the midfield, which I've never understood because it makes absolutely 0 sense, and in the attack, it's actually insane because you have Kane as that playmaking striker, can still score goals, and then you have Dembele and Rafinha as these inverting, cutting in, all-time goal-scoring wingers this season. This would be an incredible starting 11 right here. And a few cheeky thingy. Let's do a manager. We have Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, and Inzaghi. Inzaghi with another, consistent season with Inter, sitting first in the Serie A table. Another, some of deep run in the Champions League. Can go past Bayern as well. Second position has to be Luis Enrique. He's done so many great stuff this season, building up from everything he did last season. But obviously, that first period definitely hampers his voting thingy or something. Hansi Flick, incredible this season with Barcelona. Obviously has had some ups and downs, but majority of the stuff he's done at FC Barcelona this season, above expectations, and made Barcelona play incredible football as well. So that finishes off with the 11 with Hansi Flick as the manager. We have 3 Barcelona players, 1 Real Madrid player, 4 PSG players, and 3 Bayern Munchen players. Let me know in the comments down below what's your combined 11 of the quarterfinal teams. That's been it from boy PSGINT, and as usual, allez Paris.